Hi, everyone. Very happy to be here. Of course, a lot of people, really excited. So I'm Or. I'm the CEO and founder of SimilarWeb, and we are the market intelligence company of the digital world. Before I begin, I'd like to start with a nice question, like how many people here have heard or used SimilarWeb? Please raise the hand. Okay, so we did a good work. It's better than last year. So let's begin. So we operate for over 9 years. We are 300 people. We are a global company, and we raised a little bit more than $65 million. What basically we provide? We provide a system that basically shows you the entire digital world. So we give you access to the data for every app and every website around the world. So you can use our system to go put an app, see how many installs they have in which country, how many people open and use the app, how the app getting traffic, and the same for websites. So how big is the website, how much traffic you have, how he ranked, where the website getting the traffic, and we do it worldwide. And this is market intelligence. And this is how it feels when you have SimilarWeb system. Basically, you get the power to understand everything happen in the internet. And I love this photo because this is really the exciting thing. This is the overwhelming data you get, because think about it, you get an access to a system showing you everything happen in the digital world. So basically, we help our customers to take over the world. And I'm going to talk about today, try to explain you why we think that market intelligence is such a critical for your business success. And I'm trying to demonstrate it by telling you what's happening right now. So as you all know, the world is becoming digital. For many years, everybody's shifting into the digital world, the TV becoming digital, the oil industries, and basically, it's growing day by day. What happened when everybody becoming digital? Everything can be measured, okay? Not like in the old world, when, for example, you put marketing budget on TV advertisement, on newspaper, on billboard. It was very hard for you to measure your return of investment. Now, with the digital world, everything is measurable, meaning that you can see your return on marketing, you can measure your conversion rate, you can measure your customer engagement, but meaning that the business today becoming very data-driven businesses. And if you want to succeed, you must be a data-driven. And the more data-driven you are, the better you're able to win your competition. Now, what's really important to understand that in order to be a fully data-driven business, it's not enough to look only on your own data. Mostly because when you try to get insight or business decision only according to your own data, the world looks like that. It looks like you are the only one driving in the road. But in reality, the world looks like that. There's endless competition out there. Everything, all the time, everything happens, especially when everything is so available. What that means that you always need to benchmark yourself against the competition. Meaning that if your business is growing 5% a year, and you think it's great, but basically the industry is growing 20, 30% a year, you're not doing the right thing. You're in troubles. The same thing for the conversion rate. If your conversion rate is 1% and the entire industry is 5%, you're going to lose in this war. So this is why it's so important to have a market intelligence platform in your organization. And we decided today to show you two nice examples of companies that use our data, and I think you're going to like that. So I'm going to start with the first example, and it's AnyDo. It's a nice Israeli startup app. I'm going to show you how he benchmarked himself. And the second example I'm going to talk today is I call it the billion-dollar question that is very popular in the newspaper, is evaluation of Snapchat versus Twitter. And I'm going to show you today in my talk how it's so important not to look only on installs in the apps world, but also look on the daily active users. So because installing an app doesn't mean anything today. So let's begin. So the first example, a company that I really like called AnyDo. They build a really great to-do list app that is very popular, but it's operates in very crowded market. They have, we decided to look on those 4 competitors of them: ColorNote, Google Keep, Todoist, and Evernote. And we try to benchmark AnyDo against those very strong competitors. So we decided to look only on the Android devices in the United States and see how many of them have each one of the app installed. So the nice thing, you can see that AnyDo is not that big. Only 0.65% are installed AnyDo, while the others, Google Keep, have more than 5%, Evernote have more than 8%, meaning that they are much bigger than AnyDo. So looking on this data, you get to one story. But when you're looking on the most important thing, that is how many people really using those apps, and we call it a daily active users. How many users really every day open the app and using it, basically become a customer, not just downloading the app. You see a whole different story. You see that the difference between AnyDo that have 0.26% to Evernote 0.29% is very small, and Evernote considered to be a big unicorn in the past. And look about Google Keep as well. So you see the difference is not that big. And the reason is because they are doing much better job to maintain and becoming their users as a customer. There is a big difference between a user and a customer. So they have 40%, almost 40% of their app users are becoming really using it, considered all the others. And you see that the engagement are very high. You see 7 minutes. It's much more than all the others. And what you understand that they have a very high loyal users. How? And let me show you how loyal. So we have this nice information in our system that's showing you the percentage of users that download the app and converting to be a loyal customers. And you can see that AnyDo is 51%, and they live for 41 days with the app, is that it's much more higher, the 51%, than all the other app out there. And to finish my story about AnyDo, we decided to show you this nice graph, how it's look in real life. So we decided to put those 5 players on a graph that's showing you how many users return and use the app in the first day in installation, day after, 7 days, 2 weeks, and 1 month. And you can see over this period of time that from the beginning, from day 1, you can see that AnyDo is doing much better work to get the user to become engaged, and it stays like this even 30 days down the road. So this was my first example about why it's important to look on the active user, the engagement, and not only on the install. And my second example today, it's a question that's dealing a lot in the press lately, Twitter versus Snapchat. So there was nice articles lately saying Snapchat is the first time have more daily active users than Twitter, etc. And it's a very important question because Snapchat is a private company and Twitter is a public company. So it's a lot of people want to evaluate how much Snapchat worth. So we decided, because we're seeing those numbers for a long time from our data as we're seeing the entire digital world, and we decided to show you the same thing. So if you look only on current installs and the same audience, Android device in the United States, you can see that 24% install Twitter and 21% install Snapchat. Looking on this data, you will think that Twitter is bigger. But again, looking on the other metrics, you see a different whole story. You can see that if you look on the daily active users every day in the United States on Android device, Snapchat have 9% of the population using it, while Twitter only 4.6%. It's double. Double. That means, for example, if Twitter have 100 million users, example, I'm not know if this is the number, Snapchat have 200 million people using every day. You understand how big it's the difference? And you can see why. Snapchat have much higher engage. They're able to do 40% of the users that download Snapchat are becoming a customers and using it. And not only that, they're using it much longer time. They're using 21 minutes a day against Twitter that is only 16. And I'm gonna finish my slide, my talk about this interesting subject to show you how it's look like in the first 30 days after installation. Because we're seeing this data, and it's very interesting to see. So we look on the people that install Twitter and people that install Snapchat, and how many of them are returning to become customers. So you can see that even in the first day, Twitter able to maintain only 38% of the users, while Snapchat have 52%. It is much more higher. Looking down below, 30 days after the installation of those apps, Twitter only able to maintain 11, almost 12% of the users as the customers, while Snapchat is 17%, 50% more. And you can see how amazing those stats. And basically, if you ask me to finish my presentation with the answer, who is bigger, my pure answer will be that Snapchat is 2 times bigger than Twitter. And I hope you're enjoying this data we share with you. We have a nice booth here. Everybody can come. It's upstairs. Put any company, competitor, and get this data. and enjoy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.